before you give that main exam, all of you definitely want to check how prepared you are. The best, easiest way to check this is by giving mock papers. You might write mock paper at the institute, you might write mock paper at home, but always remember to check these key important pointers in presentation. One of our student wrote a mock paper and I shared the entire answer script in the scanned form, which I'll scan now with my eyes and then present you with some important tips that you can take away. To begin with, the first one, when you start with this case scenario based questions and MCQ questions for 31st marks, no, and don't ever leave this empty. There is no negative marking in MCQs, 30 marks. Write some alphabet. In this, it looks like there is not many options with C. Write C. I'm just telling you a interesting analogy. So don't ever leave options empty. Even if you don't know, write something because there is no negative marking in CA inter MCQs, unlike CA foundation. Then when you start a new answer, descriptive page, no, always start it in a new page. Yes, I think this student wrote it at the cost of his or her own page. In the examination, you already paid enough money. Every new answer start on a new page. Don't start in the same page because evaluator corrects hundreds of pages. Don't irritate them by writing the same answer and overlapping it. Every new answer start it on a new page. That brings us to the next beautiful point. Should we write it in the same order? Not necessarily. You can write third question first, first question second, then fifth, then sixth, then come back to second one. It's up to you. But preferably don't change the internal order. It's not a condition by the institute, but to not irritate the evaluator, don't change the internal order. Let's say you start with question number 3, right? 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, 10 go to fourth question or second question. Don't write 3C, 2A, 4B, 2C, 1A. They are also human beings. Care for them little. They should understand no, whether you written all answers. You would have one extra question to write. And remember this. Previously, it used to be a case that they will check the first 5 answers. Out of 6, you are supposed to write 5. No. Now they will check all 6. They will mark all 6, and they'll take the best 5 into your total. And in the first page of your answer book, there will be one box available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Check box will be there. Tick the answer that you written. If you skipped 2, leave empty for 2. Tick 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. This helps the evaluator to check. If you tick 1, 3, 4, 5, if he doesn't see fifth answer when he comes to put marks, he'll check, hey, student has ticked. Maybe he's written answer somewhere. They'll check, come and check the entire answer book if you have written. But don't play this game of though you not written answer, you put tick mark so that they'll go through a difficult phase. So remember to tick it in the first page. It's not compulsory, but it is suggested. Then every new answer in the first page, fresh page. And this is a cash flow statement question. Very good, perfect spacing, beautiful handwriting. If your handwriting is beautiful, write the answers correctly. If your answer is correctly, write beautifully. Working note in a different page. Margin should not be used. Good, the student has not used the margin because margin is where the box will be there for the evaluator to write marks, type marks. So keep that margin empty. If possible, right side also little space you leave empty. Because what if in the bundling page, the page gets slightly torn, your number should not go missing. So right side little space you leave empty. And very good, debit credit return, not mandatory to write particular amount. If you write debit credit, perfect. And these lines, it's okay if you've drawn, it's totally okay if you've not drawn. And it's totally okay even if you don't write totals. We just find the amount, that's good enough. And when you write account, preferably say A capital and C capital. Don't write small a, small c. These are small, minute things. And this is a new answer. 1B, A16. Start it in a new page. Don't read in the last 4 lines of a page. Start everything in a new page. Sir, I am environment friendly. If you are environment friendly person, pass the exam in one attempt. If you fail the exam, you need to cut one more tree to make one more admit card, one more question paper, one more answer paper. Finish all the exams in one go. Write every answer in new page. Once you pass CA intermediate and you earn your stipend, donate. Contribute to environment if you really want to. Perfect. This scratch is okay, accepted. You don't have to scratch it 3 times, 4 times. One line is good. Don't show it. Not in one line. One beautiful line, sufficient. And this working, it is okay to write and it is okay to not write. This I make you write in the class throughout, like this workings. Whatever I used to make you write in the bracket, no, not compulsory to write in the exam. If you do in the calculator, good. You could have saved a little time by not writing it, which could have been used for some other question. And very beautifully presented. Very nice. Amount rupees. Okay, good. You written specific and general. You deducted that income earned. I'm not questioning the answer. Answer part you can check there. And again, A slash C capital narration. See narration. No, I make you write big narration. And the objective of writing narration in real life is to make people understand the journal entry. But in the exam, you write journal entry as an answer, narration for the sake of writing. So you don't have to write long narrations. Crisp. Write it 3 words, 4 words, sufficient. They can't cut marks because exam it's about time game. To save time, wherever you can save time, save it. Write crisp narration. Don't have to write detailed narrations, and preferably don't write narration beyond this debit column. Preferably write it here only. Don't write it here. Not suggested. And maintain this bifurcation. See now if I have to draw a line for debit credit, it overlaps. Maintain clear difference between debit and credit items. So the moment I see, I should be able to identify where is the debit line, where is the credit line. You don't have to write the heading here, debit. That if you can write, good. If you can't write, it's okay. But at least maintain that clear bifurcation. Are you getting it? Then depreciation computation, very good. Other computations have been done well. And we have some joint cost. See, this 2A is based on accounting standard 2, splitting the total cost between joint products and byproducts. See now I know joint cost and I identify. Evaluator should not get irritated. So what I would want you to do, this is also suggested by the institute. When you start question number 2A, which is on accounting standard 2, where you're dealing with joint cost, write 2 lines. No? As per accounting standard 2, valuation of inventories, joint cost is to be split between the main products in the cost of production incurred for both. Cost of production should be split in the ratio of sales between two products. You know that concept, no? Write some 2 lines theory on each accounting stand before you start answer. This is not applicable for financial statements, consolidation, amalgamation, and internal reconstruction, buyback. For AS2 based question, for AS4 based, 5 based, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. In that also, even if they give number based question, before you start the answer, just write 2 lines theory, what you know about that standard, and then start with your answer. Are you getting it? So rest of it I won't comment upon the presentation. You can check with the answer in the suggested answer. Looks more or less good. Very nice. Nicely presented that way. Again, this answer in a fresh page. Provisions of Companies Act, good. I think this is buyback related point. Buyback related point, you start on a fresh page. Next question. And in buyback, whenever that share outstanding test and debt equity ratio test and maximum funds use test, DRS test is there, debt equity ratio, resource and share outstanding. Remember, when the debt equity ratio test is there in the ICA study material, they've given that big simultaneous linear equation method. You don't have to do that. See, this presentation is accepted. It's a beautiful shortcut that we use. You can see it in our quick revision video also on buyback. I'll pin this anywhere with an eye icon here when this video is happening. You can watch that. This saves a lot of time. It has previously happened that they used to ask 4 MCQs, 2 marks each, 8 marks on buyback. If you do simultaneous linear equation, you end up taking more time. Using this shortcut makes you compute debt equity ratio based maximum limit in the span of a minute. All 4 sub questions in a minute. In the previous MCQ question, that was very handy. So that's something that you can learn. This is accepted, and this way of presentation of buyback is absolutely good. Good, you should write conclusion. Whenever the question asks you to, should definitely write conclusion. Don't skip that. Balance sheet based question, like I mentioned, when you prepare balance sheet based financial statements question, balance sheet followed with notes to accounts is required. You might need some working notes also, but remember, balance sheet is your answer. Notes to accounts and working notes are part of the answer, not the answer. First page balance sheet, second page P&L. Third page balance sheet, share capital and resources of less notes. Fourth page non-current liability and current liabilities note. Fifth page balance sheet assets notes. Sixth page P&L income notes. Seventh page P&L expense notes. Maintain this lining, maintain this spacing. Do 7 pages. By this, what happens is you know in which page which item is there. It will help you when you're posting. And don't start the answer by writing the full balance sheet format. Go to finish notes, and once you finish notes, whichever item is there, only that item you write it in the balance sheet, and then you number them. That way you can serially number your notes to accounts also. That's a quick hack that you can definitely follow. And balance sheet is tallied here. Beautiful. Statement of profit or loss is also been asked. And then good. Preferably avoid the scratches. If you end up doing, put 1 line. And I would suggest, if in case you think balance sheet will not take entire page, leave one line in between. Wherever you can, leave one line in between. Why? If in case some item goes wrong like this, you don't have to scratch. You can put a line on the entire thing and write it in the next page. Next line comfortably. So after every 3-4 lines of the answer, leave 1 line space. It will help you. Then notes to accounts, beautifully crafted. Nice, amazing. Some scratches are there, but it's still okay. Don't usually try writing it like this in the form of equation. Write it like table, opening plus purchase minus closing. If you have to do with this adjusted purchase, some adjustment. Writing in an equation usually makes you end up doing an error. We are more stimulated to writing one line after the other. Say, takes same time, but looks lengthy, but saves an error, saves time. So always write one below the other. Then good, rest everything is fine. Basic EPS based question again, AS20. Start in the next page, write one small theory, write one statement. As per accounting standard 20 basic EPS computation, it is computed by taking net profit available to equity shareholders upon number of equity shares, weighted average number of equity shares. Just that, write that one line, whatever you know about the standard. And diluted EPS is also there. Write one line saying diluted EPS is to be computed when the company has potential equity shares like convertible debentures, convertible preference shares, or employee stock options. And then compute. You would have to write one conclusion also here, whether diluted EPS is to be disclosed or not. See, this student has not written conclusion. You would have to write one conclusion. See, diluted is 3.526. Basic is 4. So what to disclose? Diluted EPS should be disclosed. What if this was 5 dilutive EPS? It is anti-dilutive. Then the disclosure is not needed. Write that one line conclusion. Yeah, you done everything nice. Beautiful cake. Do keep a cherry on the top. Then rest things looks good. This is branch accounting based question, which is conversion of foreign currency to home. Good. USD, instead of writing USD, you can write dollar. And trial balance is been converted, taken total, and exchange difference is transferred to P&L. You have to just mention one point at the top saying that this branch is supposed to be an integral operation. That is the reason balance is transferred to P&L account as per accounting standard 11. However, if entity was a non-integral operation, then the balance would have been transferred to FCTR, foreign currency translation reserve. Sorry, I'm going slightly technical, but that's the point that you should write. And if there is any space like this after your answer, draw a line. Because what if I think this is the end of your answer and then don't correct the rest of the paper and give you only 40 marks? You feel like, no, I've written for 85, I should minimum get 70. Then you apply for photocopy, then you realize that later part is not corrected. Then you apply for revaluation, it will get corrected. Why go through that painful process? If the answer is still there, put an into mark on the empty space so that the evaluator sees the next page. Then journal entry based question. I think this is internal reconstruction. Beautiful. You remember our last video where a student in the place of reconstruction wrote realization and lost marks. Good. This student has written reconstruction everywhere. Nice. Well presented. Internal reconstruction. Absolutely fine. No problem. Here the reconstruction balance closing entry is missing. You would have to close reconstruction account by transferring the balance to capital reserve. Before that, you would have to adjust P&L account debit balance or anything if any. That's something that's needed. And if in case you are supposed to do balance sheet after this, you are supposed to write the word unreduced as on without forgetting. And these are my tips or suggestions, whatever I wanted to share to all of you people in your exam preparations. I hope it was of some value. Wishing you all the best for the examination. Whenever you're writing, do ace your paper, do really, really well. Let your advanced accounting give you more marks than ever and let it help you pull up the entire group. In fact, end up with a rank. See you all on the other side. Till then, stay in the game.